Why, good afternoon, ladies and gents. It is your boy not Cupcake. Oh, oh, oh. Good thing I caught that. It's your boy Twilight here, aka Cody Thompson. I am here to stream round 9 of the Division 2 World Cup event. Now, this is going to be good because the track that we're at, it's a weird coincidence because I had the honors of commentating the first season's race at this track, the second season's, now the third. This track has been, it's always been a nail biter with me when I commentated the race because it was such a fuel strategized race that I remember it was me and, the main host, Chris, aka Presidio Dog. We were just watching the action, and I think I chewed all of my fingernails off by the end of the race. I mean, everybody was running on fumes. There was some people parked on the start-finish line out. There were others limping around the track. But the main difference is it's going to be in a Group 4 car. So I don't know if that's going to change anything, but we're going to see. We'll see here in the next hour and a half or hour 45 minutes. And to those of you watching here, welcome. I know this is kind of odd. Normally we stream to YouTube, but I mean the action's been so good. I've been pushing for it to get live streamed here on Facebook on the RWB Racing public page. And I'm going to show you why here in just a couple minutes. So let's go over last week's results. That was at Sardegna A with the lovely Lamborghini Group 3s. NX ended up taking the win. There was a malicious battle for second between J-Rod and Chevy. J-Rod just barely edged Chevy. I think it was like less than a second of a gap. But here's where the meats and potatoes are. Right here. Current point standings. Venom leading with 103. So he's got a pretty sizable gap there. Between Venom and J-Rod. And then the battle for, let's see, second through fifth seems to be only separated by 8 points. That's going to get good. So the last 2 rounds, there's going to be a lot of beating and banging on the cars. The other battles that I am seeing here is going to be the battle for 7th. That's between Big Red, Green, and I want to throw in Igorski and Spider. The gap from 7th to 10th is only separated by a measly 13 points. And then I would say the battle for 11th, but that's me, and I'm not in this race. So, yeah, I mean, there are your standings. So let's cut over to the live race here and see what we've got cooking. Alright. So we're on board here with, let's take a look. We're on board with, looks to be, nobody yet. So, let's take a look at these cars. So now we've got the Beamer. That's going to be a weapon of choice. Beamer, Mercedes, Egon, Racing for Glaucoma. That's good. Good stuff there. Ooh, Porsche. So, looks like our big 3 are going to be the Beamer, your Mercedes, and the Porsche. J-Rod looks like, obviously, he chose the Porsche. He's a big Porsche fan. So that's what we've got going on here. I am waiting for everybody to start the race. And yeah, it's going to be good. To anybody that's watching here, also, just let me know who you're rooting for in the comments. If there's a certain driver that you want to see win. And also, just let me know, ask me how, or let me ask you guys, I should say, how's the audio, Matt? audio mix. Are we getting a good balance of the glorious car noises and my glorious voice? Let me know in the comments, and I'll be watching those throughout the race. Alright guys, sorry about the music there. I'm just waiting on everybody to get set up and, just um, make sure everything's good. Looks like they're waiting on one more driver by the name of NX. He is currently MIA at the moment, and right now, looks like everybody's just kind of getting warmed up, trying to see, who's going to show up a little bit late, who's going to be early, or when they could start. So, I am going to put the music back on. I just need to make a couple little adjustments here, but I did find something I think you guys might enjoy. This is a classic from Gran Turismo 5. I think it's going to fit this mood here, so I'll be right back once we get word. Okay, alright, I am back again with a new plan. So, well, not really a new plan, but what I've done here is I've rode along with the Toxic Bacon there, part of, oh my gosh, I can't think of his name, or the team name, High Pre. Yep, the one and only High Pre Racing, one of our partners in the GT Champions Series, or League, I should say. And what we did, we just rode along with him there. I wanted to give you guys kind of a feel of what this track is going to be like. It's going to be intense, especially him going through what's called a Rouge. That is a very fast and sudden, kind of like an S-turn in a way, and going uphill. The first lap here, I can guarantee you, it's going to get interesting, because that first turn, is such a sharp right-hand turn. And you have cars that are wanting to make up positions, wanting to gain positions. And it's bound to get a little bit of hectic there. All the way up to where about Toxic's at right now, into the middle of the second sector, or right at the beginning, I should say. That's when things will kind of start to dissipate, and it's it's gonna get pretty intense, especially for a 90-minute race like this. Now, I don't know what the fuel is gonna be like for these cars. I don't know what kind of tires they're taking. So this is gonna be just as much of a mystery as it is to you guys, the viewers. So, whew, I can't wait. I cannot wait, guys. I want this race to start. Because this is gonna be great. I am so pumped and so excited for this race to start. And I want to see the action. I want to know if Sim Racer's gonna take the win. I want to know if J-Rod. You know, I think J-Rod's won a couple of these races before. And he is the king of pit strategy, fuel saving, tire saving, and he can remain just as fast. So, I'm not sure what the holdup is here. Let me type here. Because normally this race starts around, about 8:30 my time, which is 8:30 Eastern. So let's take a look here. Let's see what our lovely lobby host and one of the masterminds of the GTC World Cup, Venom, let's see what he has to say here. Yeah, sorry if my voice sounds kind of nasally. Just got back from Coney Island, was swimming until my heart was content. And let me tell you, it's so much fun. But hey, look, we're starting. What perfect timing. Starting the race. Official GTC World Cup round 9. So, on the grid, we've got Sim Racer, J-Rod, Spider, G-Bub, Venom, Green, Igorski, Egon, Chevy, Marchie, Renegade, Toxic, and Big Red. And it's not going to let me do anything here, which is no bueno. Change view, come on. You gotta love this. Here we go, and we're off. GT MA Sim Racer getting a good start. J-Rod getting a wonderful start as well. Heading into the first turn. People going 4 wide, 3 wide. Heading in. Let's see. Looks like somebody got pinched there. That might have been Chevy. He is going to drop down big positions. He is going to be in 9th place here at the moment. Let's go on board with him. See if we got anything else going on here. Looks like everybody's in a single file line for the most part. And Egon looks like he is right on Venom and Spider Team's heels. J-Rod, though, getting a great start there. He's already about 7/10 of a second ahead of Sim Racer, and he is out of that slipstream. Heading into the beginning of the second sector there, taking the right and left-hand turns. Ooh, G-Bub. G-Bub out of nowhere, making a pass on Sim Racer for second position. Venom moving all the way up into 4th. But look what he's got behind him. He's got Spider Team, Egon. Spider is hot on his heels. Is he going to do anything? He is not. Sim Racer, though, holding 3rd, as well as G-Bub holding 2nd. J-Rod holding 1st. And looks like everybody's pretty much made it through clean. Which, normally, like I said, with these kind of races at spot. Wait, hold the phone. We've got G-Bub here trying to make a move on J-Rod, holding the inside line. What's he going to do? Is he going to get a good exit coming into towards the end of the second sector there? Let's see what happens. I am on board with J-Rod here, just off of his bumper cam. Ooh, car gets midair, hits that cone. But that's going to allow GTMA Sim Racer there to kind of stalk G-Bub in a sense. And G-Bub, though, I mean, full send or no send? Well, it looks like you are clearly going full send, judging by the spoiler. Now, G-Bub's getting a really good draft here off of J-Rod, and he is starting to pull away oh so slightly from Sim Racer himself. Let's take a look at G-Bub. What's he going to do coming into these final sets of corners? Takes it a little bit wide, loses a ton of speed to Sim Racer. Sim Racer coming out of nowhere. Heading into the final sets of turns here, G-Bub holding the inside line, and wow, we got something going on there. Sim Racer clearly passing G-Bub there for second place. Now, Venom is still in fourth, but he is right on G-Bub's rear. So let's take a look here. G-Bub outbraking Sim Racer. Doesn't work, though. Sim Racer easily retakes second position. And wow, we've got some battles going on here. J-Rod, though, he is already starting to look pretty good there with about a 1.7 second gap there to Sim Racer. I do see we got some viewers here. Jaime, what's going on, Max? How you doing, bud? We had some others here. Randy Johnson, Tony Granger, Josh Monfort. All four of them were watching. What, 3 wide going into the beginning of the second sector. G-Bub and Sim Racer are just maliciously battling it out, as well as Venom, and we've got Spider Team in the mix. Guys, we've got a 4-way battle there for second position. And then we've also got a 3-way battle for 6th between Igorski, Green, and Egon. Egon is getting side by side with Green here. Green, though, managing to take that turn fairly well there versus Egon. Egon took it a little bit wide. Excuse me. This is a lot to commentate on, folks. But, you know, while all this is happening, J-Rod's still looking pretty there in first position. So, heading through these 6 turns here. And Jaime, if you're watching, man, let me know what this audio sounds like, because I had to make a bunch of, like, changes to it. Let's see. Oh, gosh, G-Bub is now getting chased down by Venom. Venom is just clearly on G-Bub's case here at the moment. And Sim Racer, he is right behind Venom. So Venom, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna try to attack? Let's take a look here. Ooh, get wide, get a little bit squirrely. Allowing Sim Racer again to try and outbreak G-Bub. And wow, look at that picture, folks. That is something else. Something else, let me tell you. And Venom's got to serve a penalty. Oh, that's going to hurt him there in the long run. So, while all that carnage and dogfights, while all those are happening, J-Rod has now opened up a gap to about 3.2 seconds ahead of Sim Racer. And look at this. Look at all of these guys. They are so packed. I mean, you've literally got from 2nd to 9th that are running together, which is something else. I mean, it's good stuff. Big Red already making moves there. Started dead last. He's up to 10th. And something must have happened to Chevy there. It looks like he's now dropped down to 12th. So, not sure what's going on there. J-Rod, though, still sitting pretty. Look at those lines of cars, guys. That is good stuff. Venom and Igorski. Ooh, now this is a good one. And I'm going to explain why here. Venom and Igorski are actually brothers in real life. So, this is kind of a sibling rivalry going on here. And this is going to get pretty darn good. Let's take... Ooh! Who just... Somebody just wiped out, and then some. Looks to me like it was Green. Looks like his tires, man, must have just barely touched the grass. causing him to spin out. That is just no good. But this right here, guys, we have to keep an eye on this. Sim Racer, G-Bub, Igorski, Venom, Spider, Renegade, Egon, soon to be Big Red, battling it out for second position. So let's keep an eye on, let's take a look. Venom. Let's keep an eye on him and see how, how he's doing. Or actually, you know what, better yet, got a little bit of bumper going on there between Renegade and Igorski. And Igorski running pretty wide there, entering the final 2 turns of the race. Do I see any kind of carnage? No, but I did see a beautiful pass by Egon, outbraking Renegade for 7th position. And just look at that. Look at that. Would you just look at that? Would you just look at that? This is good stuff, folks. I am loving every minute of it because look at this. G-Bub is going to try and pass Sim Racer going up Eau Rouge. Let's get a look here. On board with Sim Racer. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, little bit of collision there. We got people that are, not people, but G-Bub and Sim Racer just fighting maliciously. So that is interesting. Maybe G-Bub took a little bit of damage there because he is losing ground there on Venom. Venom, though, I mean, he took full advantage of that situation. He is now going to battle Sim Racer for second position. Stuff like this is why Venom is leading the series. It's because he could take advantage of any situation. He is a well-rounded racer. I've known him for going on 2 years. And me and him were the type, we would always battle each other. It didn't matter if we were in SFR, if we were racing against each other in RWB. We would go ham. So I'm not surprised that Venom's already up in 3rd. Not surprised at all. So it looks like everybody is starting to fan out there. Spider Team, G-Bub battling for 4th position. Spider Team's going to try and take the inside. Wonder if he can hold that inside line here. Let's take a look. And he cannot. G-Bub doing a good job defending. And okay. Spider Team is still giving chase to G-Bub, but let's check in on our leader, shall we? And that's going to be J-Rod. So J-Rod's now about 3.4 seconds ahead of Sim Racer. And Sim Racer still has Venom hot on his heels. G-Bub's got Spider Team, Igorski, Egon, Renegade on his tail. So Spider Team making a great pass there. It looked like it was for 4th position. Nope. G-Bub just took it back and left it at that. So already 10 minutes in and we've had this much action in the race. Spa is such an intense track and I love it. I love every minute of it. This is one of my favorite tracks to race on, especially in those Group 1 hybrid Le Mans cars. They are a blast at this track. But enough talking about that. Let's get back to the race here. Okay, and we're back. There, my headset is acting up yet again. Sometimes it just likes to randomly cut out. Looks like it happens every 40 minutes, so... Like I tell some people that I know, it is what it is. So, Sim Racer now has about a 1.2 second gap there to Venom. Venom's about 2 seconds ahead of G-Bub. G-Bub's got Spider Team all over his rear. And Spider's got a pretty good buffer there to Igorski with about a 1.5 second gap. Igorski, though, he's got to worry about Egon and Renegade. And then Big Red. Big Red's got a pretty good buffer there to 10th position, which is good old Chevy 210. And then Marchie to Chevy, looks like they're going to be battling here fairly soon. Ooh, Marchie boy going really wide through the Cupcake corner. And that is actually a name that we gave that part of the track. It was after me when a couple people were commentating a Super Formula race, and they noticed how well I could take it. So they always called it like Cupcake Corner. I don't know the exact terms of all of Spa, so I do apologize about that. But everybody's fanned out. Egon and Renegade are just going at it. And that might hurt them there in the long run. And we've got a yellow flag. Looks to be Venom. Ooh, Venom getting a little bit loose. Maybe he spun out there. Oh, that's not good. Not good for him, but it's great for G-Bub. And looks like his bro, Igorski. So G-Bub's now in third. Igorski's hot on Venom's heels, trying to overtake him for fourth position. And do we have anything else going on? Renegade Egon's still going at it. Going up Eau Rouge onto this back straight here. And let's see, is Egon gonna take advantage of that slipstream? I wonder if he is going to maybe try to outbrake Renegade. That's what it, nope. It looked like it there for a minute, but that was not the case. And look at that picture. That is a great looking shot there from Gran Turismo. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Egon, Big Red, Chevy, Marchie Boy. We got Toxic Bacon. He's running 11th. Spider Team 12th. I'm not sure what happened there. I mean, he was running every bit as high as like 4th or 5th. Green, meanwhile, had that nasty incident right in the middle of Sector 2, and he lost a ton of time to everybody. But, you know, we still have an hour and 15 minutes left to go, folks, so it may change for the better for him, so we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, the J-Rod, looks like that gap has shortened a little bit. It was every bit about 3.5 seconds ahead of Sim Racer. Sim Racer, though, has now dropped that gap to about 2.4, 2.5 seconds. Venom looked like he had just made a move on G-Bub. They are still banging doors, bumpers, mirrors, spoilers. And look, guys, COVID may be over, but y'all gotta still stay 6 feet apart. I mean, this right here is something else. Venom, Igorski, G-Bub. Battle for third. Then we have a battle for fifth between Renegade and Egon. Battle for 8th position between Big Red and Chevy. Look at that. That is fantastic stuff. Now, let's ride on board with G-Bub here. Let's see what he's going to do heading up Eau Rouge. Because I am curious to see, is he going to... Well, he's clearly got more speed than Venom from the looks of it, but I'm not 100% sure. G-Bub, he is in the slipstream range. What's he going to do? Is he going to try and outbrake? No. No, he is not. Looks like he's currently on a purple lap there, so he's trying to set the fastest time of the race. And I wonder if that means he is on soft. We're not going to know until we hit about the 48-minute mark of the time remaining. I will just show you guys here this time remaining. Once it hits 48 minutes, pit lane is going to be open. That will be the only time that they could switch tires. They could fill up on fuel. And once it counts down to 42 minutes, pit lane is closed. Now, they can pit before the pit lane opens, but only for damage because this is a heavy damage event. And with that being said, once you get damage, it stays on throughout the whole race unless you pit. And like I said, you could pit to repair damage, but at a place like this, I know the pit delta or the length of the time it takes to go in, get your damage done, or your tires at fuel, I think it's every bit about a 30-second pit window, maybe even more. So it's one of those situations where you can't really afford to get any kind of damage. And that's hard to do at a track like this, with it being high speed. As you can see to the left there with those, that green paint, that paint is very slippery in this game. And it could very well cause you to, have yourself a little bit of an accident. Egon, Big Red are now battling for 7th. And whoa, what happened there? Egon just got extremely wide. Big Red said, "Thank you very much, and I'll be taking 7th from you." And Chevy said, "Yeah, like heck you are." And he's going to be battling Big Red here pretty soon for 7th position. So let's, I don't want to go on board with Chevy just yet. He is out of that slipstream range. Big Red seems to be gaining some really good time there. You know, trying to get away from Chevy 210. And I spoke too soon because Chevy got a really good exit there coming out of Eau Rouge. He has knocked down the gap by about a 1/10 of a second, but he is within that slipstream range too. So that's going to make it interesting. And we're just riding here on the rear bumper of Big Red, just, you know, taking in the sights, the sounds. And Jaime saying, "Who is Expendables?" I am not sure who that is. I've been seeing it on quite a few cars lately. I haven't really been involved in the racing aspect of things lately, just due to work, life, trying to live life, I should say. So I haven't really had too much of a chance there to look into the Expendables and see what they're all about. But hey, speaking of seeing what they're all about, or what anything's about, I should say, we've got a battle here for first, J-Rod and Sim Racer. So that gap is now down to about 7/10 of a second between J-Rod and GTMA Sim Racer AC. So we're gonna keep our eyes peeled on this. I want to see if there's maybe going to be a lead change coming up within the next few corners, or maybe within the next lap, given how much time that Sim Racer made up within the last 2 laps. So let's take a look here, and I need to get a drink of water or something, so I'll be back in just a sec. Alright, so taking a look here, J-Rod has now opened that gap up to about 1.4 seconds over Sim Racer. Jaime saying, "Great battle, Big Red, and some sweet liveries in this race. Tell me about it. I love it." I mean, J-Rod's got a really good looking livery, as well as Sim Racer Venom with his classic HBR Racing, Higginbotham Brothers Racing. That is a little team that he formed up between himself and Igorski. Speaking of Igorski, looks like he is running about 6th position. G-Bub hanging on to 4th there. Renegade hot on his heels though, trying to catch up to G-Bob. Not G-Bob, G-Bub. And really really wants that 4th position. And there's the other half of the HBR team. That is Igorski running in a very comfortable 6th position. And, ooh, getting into the grass there. That's going to cost him some time. Looks like about half a second to a second. And it's going to give him a penalty. Oh, no. Oh, no. That is no bueno. No bueno at all. Big Red, though, running in 7th. Chevy 8th. Chevy is chasing down Big Red about 0.8 of a second. 7. Can we see a 6? No, we're going back up to 8. Egon 9th. Marchy Boy 10th. Toxic 11th. Spider Team 12th. And Green 13th. And that gap. Ooh, now we got a legitimate battle here for first. There's every bit of 0.4 of a second gap there between J-Rod and Sim Racer. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled on them still and see what's going to happen. I'm looking in the backfield there. I don't see much action at the moment. But this is what we need to keep our eyes peeled on, folks, is this battle for first, because this could, you know, dictate your pace and just your overall, I don't know how to say it, like preparations. Because, like I said, I don't know what tires are running. J-Rob may be running mediums versus Sim Racer that's running softs. But looking at the pace here, I wonder if they're both on the same tires. But we're going to find out in probably about 20 minutes. Or 18 minutes, I should say. My apologies. It's that water that was in my brain just swishing around. I can't think to save my life. And we're getting a good shot here of the battle for first position. J-Rod, he is doing a great job trying to defend first place from Sim Racer. Looks like we got a change here for 4th position, and it's G-Bub and Renegade battling it out. And why am I just getting that? That's weird. Okay. Alright. My eyes are peeled right now. I'm just trying to figure out where J-Rod's gaining time or losing time to Sim Racer. And it looks to be around that, you know, cupcake corner that J-Rod is, you know, opening up that gap. And looking here, and that gap's still opening. He's every bit 0.9 of a second ahead of Sim Racer. So J-Rod, Sim Racer, battle for first. Let's take a look down the grid here, see if we notice anything peculiar. We still got a big red hot battle for 6th position between Big Red and Chevy. And looks like Igorski's probably going to be joining that mix here pretty soon. Maybe Egon as well. So we may have a 4-way battle for 6th place. Chevy, though, going through those final 2 turns there. He is gaining on Big Red, trying to get past it. Big Red, though, he's doing a great job holding those inside lines, making sure they don't get any kind of run on him. Okay, well, that didn't work. But taking a look here, Igorski, he's not really getting that good of a run there off of a Rouge. Chevy, though, getting a wonderful ride, or wonderful exit. Gonna go to the inside, heading into the right-hand turn. Who's gonna outbrake who? Going in, Chevy. Chevy is now taking 6th position from Big Red. And it looks like it's going to stay that way for a little bit. So, great pass there on Chevy's part. Great job outbraking him and getting the job done or sealing the deal. So let's go down and look through the grill. And look at that, Higginbotham Brothers Racing. That's awesome. GT Champions, Marchie Boy, Toxic Bacon, Spider Team. Ooh, battle for 11th. Toxic Bacon, he's only about 3/10 of a second ahead of Spider Team, getting a half a second penalty though. He's gonna have to serve that before this lap is up. If he doesn't do it, I believe there is a penalty involved. But look at Toxic, he is just trying to hold on to 11th place, but Spider Team seems to be casting a web of doubt. And yes, I am full of puns for this race, so if I find them, I'm going to use them. And I am not going to apologize for it. So, yeah, that's just a Twilight way. Spider Team, though, heading on to the outside, into the final sector of the track. What's he going to do? Toxic is just kind of everywhere at this point. Kind of like I wouldn't want to say it's like it's a deliberate attempt to block Spider from passing him, but it is something a little bit questionable there. May have to look into it, but let's take a look here and see what's going to happen within the final two corners. Toxic doing a good job bleeding off that penalty. And what just happened? Spider Team in the pits with only 41% fuel, which actually isn't terrible. Because he's about 30 minutes into the race. You got about 12 more minutes to go before, you know, pit lanes open. So you factor that in, that's probably 60, 30. He would technically maybe have 11% of fuel left by the time pit lane opens. Give or take a few, just due to how hard he may be running the car or not running the car. So that's giving us kind of a good indication of where we're at here. J-Rod has now widened that gap even more. He's about 1.7 seconds ahead of Sim Racer. It's starting to drop though. It's about a 1.6. And Venom's still sitting there in third position, sitting pretty, to be honest with you. Yes, he is about 6.6 seconds behind Sim Racer, but he is every bit 3.8 seconds ahead of Renegade. Renegade, he's got a nice gap on G-Bug. G-Bug's got a nice gap on Chevy. Chevy's got a pretty good gap there on Igorski. Looked like Igorski made a pass there for 7th position to get past Big Red. So we are starting to see some gaps forming. And, you know, that's not a bad thing. Did somebody leave? Spider Team dropped all the way down to last. He is only 14 seconds ahead, or behind, I should say, Green, for 12th position. So heading in, we are now about a third of the way through the race. We do have 59 minutes, 30 seconds left. And pretty soon I am going to start a portion to where I'm just going to select a random driver here, and we're just going to see what goes on through their minds. And how we're going to do that? We're going to ride cockpit with them, of course. You know, we get to see where their throttle's at, what their steering input is like, and that's going to give me a couple minutes to catch my breath, because I tell you, this is... I love the commentating, but it is hard to constantly talk for 90 minutes straight. So let's take a look here. If anybody's watching, who should we take a look at for about a lap or two and kind of see, you know, what's going on inside of their heads? Comment in the Facebook and let me know, folks. And I'm just going to keep going through the order here. I'm trying to look for battles. I need battles. Any kind of battles. Preferably non-violent. Meaning, don't go punning each other or spitting each other out. Which, I mean, this group is nothing like that. You know, you may see some, like, heated battles going on, but it's never like, you know, a deliberate, well, you know, forget you, I'm gonna punt you out into this carousel here that Chevy's going around. You know, it's nothing like that. These group of racers here, they want to keep it clean, want to keep it fun and consistent. So let's do someone here that we haven't really paid too much attention to. And I'm trying to figure that out. Let's go to Renegade. So we're gonna just watch him go through these final sets here. Once he crosses the start-finish line, we will dive into the mind of Renegade 4701. So coming around here into the final 2 turns. Let's see how he makes those. To the right. Nice. Hugs the inside, clips the apex. Clips the apex there, and let's take a ride with him, and I'll be back in just a few. And I'm back. We were looking at Renegade's view there. Looks to me like he set the fastest lap just a few laps ago. A blistering 229.922. And I want to take a look here at these lap times, and it looks like everybody's running about the same lap time. And the difference is only maybe a couple tenths of a second or so. But it looks to me like Renegade's starting to gain on Venom a little bit there. So I wonder how that's going to pan out. We'll have to keep an eye on third and fourth and see if any kind of battles pop up by chance. So looking at, ooh, we got a battle here for fifth. G-Bub, Chevy trying to hold fifth position here, going into the final two turns of the track. Let's see what G-Bub's going to do here. Is he going to try and outbrake? He is not. Good move on G-Bub's part. Don't want to get too risky at this early of the race. And yes, I say early, but I mean, we still got like 51 minutes to go. And who is that? Looked like they had to serve a penalty there. But it doesn't make too big of a difference. That was Igorski. That looked like he had to serve a penalty. And right now, the gap, I really don't see any kind of battles going on. I mean, J-Rod doing a wonderful job holding first. He's now opened up the gap even more to about 2.6 seconds ahead of Sim Racer. So that is definitely interesting. Chevy, meanwhile, he has opened up the gap there to G-Bub, about 1.7 seconds ahead of him. And so far, I mean, things are going to shake up here within probably the next 2 or 3 minutes, because that, like I said, that is when pit lane opens. And I'm pretty sure that pit lane is super long. And, ooh, we got a comment here. Vinny Grasso, what up? What's going on, Vinny? Thanks for coming out and saying hi. I'm just watching some great battles here, man. You missed the first part of the race. It was intense. People going 4 wide into the first turn. People going side by side going up a Rouge. I mean, it's been a good race so far. And this guy right here, he is just holding it down. 2.8 seconds ahead of Sim Racer. That gap was as little as 3/10, but J-Rod just doing a great job managing his tires and his fuel. Now, at the end of this lap, pit lane will be open, so it's going to be interesting to see who pits where. You know, are we going to have people pit more towards the 42-minute mark? Are we going to have them pit immediately? It's going to be interesting, and we'll have to keep an eye on it. Whew, alright. And V-Grass is saying J-Rod, Tire King. See, you know it also. He is the king of pit strategies. And it's so great. So awesome. But as far as battles, everyone's spaced out. I mean, you got Big Red and Egon. They're battling for 8th position. Big Red about 0.8 of a second ahead of Egon. And let's take a look here and see if maybe Egon gains some time on Big Red. Let's take a look here and see what we've got heading down the straight into the beginning of Sector 2. And Big Red just gaining time, or just widening the gap, I should say, on Egon. It's now at about 1.5 seconds, going back down to about 1.4 just because of these turns here. And pit lane is now officially open. So we need to take a look here and see where people are going to pit. And I'm curious to see what first and second, what their tires are looking like. If they were running mediums the whole time or softs, and how the fuel situation is. Especially with J-Rod widening the gap there to Sim Racer. I don't know if maybe Sim Racer's having fuel issues. Maybe trying to conserve fuel just for running a little bit too hard there at the beginning of the race. So let's keep an eye on here. Let's see what J-Rod does. Is he going to go into the pit? No, okay. Sim Racer is going to go in. From what it looks like, let's take a look here. He was on mediums the whole time, and about 14%, so he wasn't too bad. I mean, he wasn't really that bad. Now, Venom only had about 4%, but this pit lane here is going to move Renegade all the way up into second position. So, we're still waiting. Chevy going into pit. All 3 people that have pit, 4, or they were all on mediums. So that's going to make it even more interesting, because I'm curious to see, we now have one more person that pit. They were on mediums as well. Looks like it was Igorski. So we now have 5 people that have pit, 6 people I should say, G-Buck going in. Everyone running mediums so far. And J-Rod's still doing a good job. I mean, he's 15 seconds ahead of Renegade. GTMA Sim Racer is going to be coming out there in 5th position, while Big Red and Egon are still duking it out. But now for 3rd, I imagine though that 3rd position is going to go away because they haven't pit just yet. And Sim Racer is gaining on Egon like it's nobody's business. But looky here, so we had Spider Team that was on softs. Toxic was on mediums. Igorski, I think I've already covered him. He was on mediums. He's now going into softs. And this is the man of the hour at the moment. And Vinny Grasso, I should say. How many laps do they have to pit? Well, it's funny you say that, because if you look to the right where it says time remaining, once that hits 48 minutes, pit lane's open. And then once that countdown goes down to 42 minutes, pit lane's closed. So they only have one chance to get another set of tires and to refuel, which is the beautiful thing about this series. And let's take a look here. J-Rod going into pit. Now, I'm curious to see what kind of tires he was on. Mediums, and still 20% fuel remaining in the race. That is good stuff. Good stuff. Renegade, he was on softs with only about 5% remaining. Let's see if Big Red and Egon are going to be pitting, because it looks like everybody except them 2 have now pitted. And at this point, they have no choice but to pit, because by the end of the next lap, pit lane would be closed. So let's take a look here. Big Red heading into the pits. Egon heading into the pits. Let's see what kind of tires they were at. Ooh, Egon had a little bit of an incident there. Oh, that's not good. Big Red and Egon, they both ran mediums, so they'll be going to softs. And here's where it gets good, guys. Look at that. J-Rod has come out still in first. 2.3 second gap ahead of Sim Racer. He's going to have more fuel. He's going to have slightly better tires than Sim Racer. Venom, he's still sitting really pretty in 3rd. Now, here's the thing that I'm curious about, because I kind of forget how these settings work. Because depending on where Venom may finish, he might be able to lock this championship up by the end of the race. And here's why I say that. Because while they're duking it out here, I'm not seeing a whole lot going on. The most you can get is 15 points. The least you can get is 1. Venom is about 17 points ahead of J-Rod. So J-Rod currently is in first. Venom is in third. This is 17 points. There's a 2-point difference. So theoretically, Venom could have this championship locked up. Because if he wasn't going to race next week, he would be tied with J-Rod for first position. Oh, wow. Wow, that's, boy, that is something else. Jaime asking, let's see if the undercut worked for Sim. You know, I don't really think that, oh, never mind, I spoke too soon. The undercut didn't exactly quite work, but it did give him a little bit of a push there to catch J-Rod. J-Rod is feeling the pressure. And this is another thing. If J-Rod was to finish second, I think Venom's got this championship locked up. So if I was Venom right now, I would be rooting for Sim Racer to take the win. And that's just me. I mean, because if Venom finishes third, that's 13 points. J-Rod's 14, so he would only gain a point on Venom. So that would put him 16 points behind Venom for the championship. Oh boy. And this race just got a whole lot more interesting. This is gonna get good, guys. I mean, man, I don't know. I mean, I want to pull up the calculator here. I gotta pull up the calculator because, let's see, it was Venom, he had 103, plus that by, what, 15? 118, wait, no, hold the phone. So, if J-Ron won, it would be 86 plus 15, that would put him at 101? And then, if Venom finished third, that would be 116. So, yeah, if I was Venom right now, I would be rooting, I would be cheering for Sim Racer to get past J-Rod. Because you have 86 plus 14, that's 100. And then you have 103 plus, was it 13? 116. He would be a point ahead. He could miss next week's race and still win the championship. So this battle for first, if you guys are listening on this stream, if you guys are racing in here and you're listening to the stream, get ready to feel the pressure, as J-Rod is doing right now, heading into the first turn. They're going too wide. GTMA Sim Racer is going to take that inside line, going into the first corner. Let's see what happens here, side by side. GTMA taking the inside line, and he has got the job done. 38.5 minutes to go, guys, until this race is finished. It is still anybody's game between everyone. Because this race, this track is intense. Jaime commenting, it was a good try, but he's got to make the move early in the stint, or J-Rod will get in cruise mode to creep away. And then just notice the passes, so there is the move. Yep, that was the move, but you know what? J-Rod is trying to get past Sim Racer. And let's take a look here. And let's get on the bumper view here at J-Rod and see what he's got going on. You know, see what he's trying to do. We got to get into a little bit of cinematics there. I know I kind of eased off of it during the race. So, yeah. Yeah, this is, ooh. This has gotten so interesting. It's great. It's like, man, like I said, Venom's got to be really happy. If he's listening to this stream, he has got to be jumping up and down that Sim Racer has passed J-Rod for first. So, Sim Racer's starting to pull away there from J-Rod. About 0.4 of a second ahead of J-Rod, but J-Rod's still in that slipstream zone. And not sure what that was, but J-Rod could very well make a move here on Sim Racer heading into the final 2 turns of the track here. These aren't the final 2 turns, but the very sharp right and left hand turns, kind of like just like consecutive hairpins. But let's take a look here. J-Rod trying to outbreak Sim Racer, not gonna happen though. Getting a pretty good exit there off of the final turn, still hot on Sim Racer's heels. And while they're battling it out, I think Venom's going to try and take advantage of the situation and maybe start to close the gap between himself and J-Rod and Sim. So we're still riding along here with J-Rod heading into Eau Rouge. And what's going to happen, because J-Rod is just gaining on Sim Racer, taking Eau Rouge gracefully. Both of them are, I should say. J-Rod, he is now on Sim Racer's bumper. Let's take a look here. They're going side by side. Sim Racer's going to hold that inside line here, heading into the beginning of the second sector. Let's see what happens here. And Sim Racer he's trying not to back off, but J-Rod gets it done. He retakes first position. So these two are going to be just, they're going to be dogfighting the rest of the race. So let's take a look here at the grid, see if we got any kind of changes here. Chevy has moved up into 4th, Renegade's 5th, trying to chase Chevy about a second back from him, and I'm not seeing any kind of not really seeing any other battles here, except for Chevy and Renegade. I think they're a little bit far apart there. Yeah, they're about a second, 1.1, 1.2 seconds apart from each other. But this is the battle we need to pay attention to, because this right here determines if Venom clinches a championship or if he has to fight hard like never before next week over at Brands Hatch. So throughout the 3rd sector, they're about in the middle of the 3rd sector, side by side yet again. Okay, I'm back. Darn headset keeps shutting off. And it's at the worst time too, because these guys are still duking it out. And what is Venom's situation here? Venom has closed the gap to J-Rod. He is now 3.6 seconds back. And it was about 5 or 6 the lap before, so these two guys dogfighting could help Venom substantially. And look at this, they are side by side still, just going at it, going ham. Sim Racer, he's going to defend that inside line, and he does it. He does it Wow, okay. Hi, mate, commenting hashtag battle. Yeah. Yeah, this is like hashtag warfare. Because this is just an all-out war between J-Rod and Sim Racer. And it is a glorious thing to watch here. Because I don't see either one of them, you know, checking up or holding up. And Venom has now closed that gap to 3 seconds to J-Rod and Sim Racer. Wow, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. You know, it's like my mentor at work. He always tells me, I don't like it. I love it. And I love it indeed. This is a great battle here for first position. This whole race has me all like jittery and stuff, man, because it's like I said, this is the race to determine if Venom is going to be our Division 2 winner or if he needs to defend his position anymore. So, J-Rod, though, still not backing off. Wants that first position, is craving it. And he's probably listening to the stream also, thinking, oh boy, like I need to, you know, get up there and finish first and finish strong. So, heading into the first turn there, Sim Racer starting to pull away little by little on J-Rod. I mean, it was as high as about 0.6 of a second, but like I said, J-Rod's not gonna give up so easy. And I tell you, he is great with that that Mercedes. And that Mercedes is a powerful car when it comes to tracks like this. It's got all the power in the world. I think the one thing that it does lack a little bit is handling. But look at that. I mean, just making that pass like it's nobody's business. Venom has set the fastest lap of the race there at a 2:28.5. I wonder when that was set, just about a couple laps ago. Venom right now, he's going to be running some great lap times here. He's running consecutive 2:28s for the past 4 laps. Sim Racer, J-Rod, they're running just about identical laps here, but they're nowhere near as consistent as this dude. This guy is at now 2.8 seconds, 2.7 I should say, behind J-Rod and Sim Racer. Sim Racer still trying to pull away from J-Rod there, and it looks like he's starting to 0.7 of a second ahead of J-Rod. J-Rod, though, he is just barely within that slipstream range. And this is where the beauty of the Porsche comes in. That Porsche can take these turns like it's no one's business. But it does lack a little bit, you know, in the power. And this is insane. Because Venom, he's still trying to gain on J-Rod. Now, if Venom gets past J-Rod, it's a done deal. Like, it's done. It's over. Because, I mean, 103 plus 14, there's that. Okay, 86 plus 13, there's that. 99 to 117. I think. Yeah, 99 to 117. 18 points ahead. So, right now, I think Venom's biggest thing is to have Sim Racer win the race. Or Venom passes J-Rod for second position. And that will seal the deal. And let me tell you, I am rooting for you, Venom. You know, if there's one... If there's one person in this field that I am rooting for right now, it's Venom. Like I said, I've raced with him for the past 2 years. He started about the same time I did, and we went from... Oh, J-Rod's going for a pass there. I don't know if it's going to work out too well. Let's take a look here. He's currently on a purple lap. Nope, not going to seal the deal. But it was me and Venom, we would always battle and always wrecked. And then we went to SFR, and we both signed to different teams, battled each other there. And it may be long overdue for Venom to win, to finally win a championship. So, Venom, I am, honest to God, rooting for you. So, we did have a couple comments here come in. Jaime saying Venom's going to force J-Rod's hand if he gets to him. It's all over. Venom gets a pass on him. Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. Benjamin Blaker. Old Benjo. Good luck, guys. Sorry you can't be there. Which, hey, man, it's all good. Life happens. I mean, I understand. And then Jaime, or Venom gets either one of them, right? He's got it locked up. That's what it's looking like so far. I mean, because we'll take a look at the current points standing here. They're still duking it out. Not really much to see here at the moment. GTMA Sim Racer, he is about... He's just under 30 points behind Venom. Venom would have had to skip this race and next week's race for a sim racer to have any kind of chance of catching Venom. So the big one right now is J-Rod and Venom, with 103 points for Venom, 86 for J-Rod. And that's just, oh my god. Oh my god. I'm speechless. I mean, Benjamin, let's go Venom. First or second for him would be amazing. He's been pushing all season long. He has. And that's why I'm rooting for him. I mean, my area of expertise is in your high downforce cars. I am a Group 1 freak. I am a Super Formula freak. You know, I've already got 3 championships under my belt. I've got 2 for Super Formula, 1 for a road car series that we've had, or we ran about a little over a year ago. It was never official because I never put in the points for the last race, but it was locked up. So, J-Rod getting past Sim Racer there for first position. I need to quit being so biased. I am so sorry, guys. Ben would say Super Formula season be sweet. Jaime say big pass. It was a big pass. And ooh, look what we got here. Sim Racer going way wide. I wonder if he's gonna get penalized for that. Taking the inside, passing J-Rod. And he's gonna get a 0.5 second penalty. That is no good unless he can bleed it off in the last 2 turns of the race. And J-Rod, yeah, that was a brilliant pass on his part. But look who's here. Look who's in the party. Venom. Half a second back for J-Rod and Sim Racer. 3-way battle for first. And oh my goodness. This is going to be great because, like I said, GTMA Sim Racer, he is still gotta bleed off that penalty. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. J-Rod, Venom, slotting in right behind him. He is not going to bleed it off in time. He has to pull over and serve that penalty. Or it's game over. It's game over. We'll have to look at that in the stewards. Benjamin saying, come on, Venom. Sim Racer needs to redress the position. Dude, Sim Racer needs to give the spot back to J-Rod as he passed off the track. We'll have to have stewards look at that. Benjamin saying there's not many bleed spots. Those final 2 corners, you can knock out a half-second penalty within those 2 turns. You may have to brake a little bit early, but that will certainly give you a fighting chance to reclaim that first position versus getting through those 2 turns, pulling over, slowing down, waiting for it to bleed out while everybody else is gaining speed to go into that first turn. Venom is chasing down Sim Racer for second position. J-Rod just took first. Let's pull up the old calculator here, because we have 103. Let's say Venom finishes second, plus 14. That's going to put him at 117. 86 plus 15. 101. So looking at the history here, 86. I think that might be, yeah, 86. So that right there would be the spot for Venom. Venom, theoretically at this point, must pass Sim Racer if he wants to lock up the championship also. So this is good. This is getting really, really good here for the battle for first. Jaime saying, dang, what a mistake. Taking that off the track advantage to a pass, then carrying that penalty. Ouch. Yeah. Benjamin saying the positions changed as Sim Racer was off the track, so needs to redress. I know. Yeah, we'll have to get that looked at after the race. Benjamin saying Venom should hold the lead. Still going to last race. Saying also Venom could round it up if he gets first or second. Let's go Venom. Jaime is saying Venom really shouldn't even need to pass him after stewards see that off to a pass. Yeah. That's just from what I'm seeing here also. But it's something, the stewards may have to look at, myself included. I wasn't a fan of that pass, to be honest with you. Nowhere near a fan. Benjamin, that's the thing that I've been looking at all race long. It was about second half of the race when I realized, oh wait, Venom could very well lock this championship up. So theoretically, either Sim Racer needs to pass J-Rod, or Venom needs to finish second, or Sim Racer wins the race. Which I think that last option, that last option I don't think really needs to happen. Who just got another penalty? Sim Racer. Sim Racer getting another half a second penalty. Oh my gosh. Now, he has gotta bleed off that penalty before the lap is done. And then I could hear J-Rod when it happened, lol. Well, let me try my best J-Rod impression. Man, nah. I think that's a good impression. But right now, all eyes are on these three folks here. J-Rod, Sim Racer, Venom. Now, let me take a look here. I don't see any other kind of battles going on here. I'm sorry if I'm not showing any of these, these folks in the back some love. Ooh, Toxic getting loose there. Spider Team passing him for 11th position. But this right here is the main highlight of the race, because we now have 20 minutes left to go in the race. J-Rod, Venom just made a pass on Sim Racer. Sim Racer bled that penalty off, which is good. That's great. Now, let's see what happens here going into the final two turns of Okay, and I'm back, I believe. Let's take a look here. So yeah, I'm looking at the comments here. Hang on, weren't there designated burn zones introduced at the Goodwood? I think those were recommended more than anything, because I was a part of that excuse me. I was a part of that first race. I think after that race, we had a couple people that kind of had a hard time giving up, positions, or lap traffic, I should say. Lap traffic that was still fighting cars that were on the lead lap. So that's where we came up with those designated zones and, where to bleed off a penalty, where to pass. And that's how it was introduced. Jaime is saying, looks like Sim pushed those tires to battle for the lead and is now struggling and a long way to go. That's what it's starting to look like here, but GTMA is not really giving up so easy. Ooh, little bit of a collision there between Venom and Sim Racer. So, Benjamin's saying, yep, you're back, yeah. Yeah, these headsets of, this one's been kind of junk, to be honest with you. Ever since I bought it last year, this Turtle Beach first gen 700 has not been too pretty. Benjamin saying it might have been designated blue flag pat zones. I think that's what it was. Because we had a lot of people that were kind of anxious, giddy, and wanted to hold their line and hold their position and battle lead cars. And there was a person that's with us. He's actually racing in Division 1 by the name of Bipolar Express. Wrote what's called a blue flag love letter. And I can't tell you how many leagues have used this letter as a way to teach people how to approach blue flag situations. So here's something that's interesting. J-Rod is now 2.1 seconds ahead of Sim Racer. Sim Racer is about 0.8 of a second ahead of J-Rod. Now shot up to about 0.9. Do you guys think that penalties should still be applied to Sim Racer for making that off-track pass? Even though J-Rod's about 2 seconds ahead? Or should it be kind of voided, in a sense? Because I have a feeling he's going to get penalized. Well, wait. To you guys that are here now, Venom had the same thing happen, but Venom's was a weird case because he got his penalty right at the very last corner as he was like still accelerating, and I think he was too close to really serve it. I wonder how that's gonna pop up. But Venom right now needs to focus on trying to pass Sim Racer if he wants to lock up this championship. And looking at the battle here, now we have a battle for 5th between G-Bub and Renegade. And Renegade is just catching up to G-Bub. Let's take a look here. What is Renegade going to do? Is he going to try it out? Great. No, he's not. G-Bub holding that inside line. And wow. Still a really good battle there for 5th position. Any others? I don't see any. So, well, Sim Racer's opened up a gap to Venom. He's about 1.3 seconds ahead. And Sim Racer is about 1.6 seconds back from J-Rod, but he was gaining time on J-Rod. J-Rod was about 2 seconds ahead. Benjamin is saying, in regards to what I had commented about Venom's penalty situation, this will be one for the stewards. Yeah, ultimately it's going to be up to the stewards there. Heck, I might have to take a look at it and see. But look at this, Sim Racer now 1 second back from J-Rod, 0.7 of a second back from J-Rod. They're going to start battling again here pretty soon. Right before they start battling, though, I need to take... Wait, hold on. It affected J-Rod's race, so really can't undo what happened. He should not have passed J-Rod, regardless of the outcome of the race. It doesn't change what he did, sadly, because up to that point, he was spot on. And that's a very good point, Jaime. I do have to agree there, and I'm not saying that just out of bias. because that was a sketchy pass. But that's just something, you know, it's like a conversation piece. You know, something I was just kind of thinking out loud. But I do agree with what you were saying. So I'm going to step back here for a couple minutes, get ready for the last 10 minutes of the race here. So I will be right back. Just keep commenting away. I'm going to ride along here. I'll try to provide some cinematic views, and I'll be right back. So I was watching the footage here, and Sim Racer just got really loose there, heading, you know, exiting that final turn, and that hurt him pretty good. And he's gaining on J-Rod oh so slightly, and he's got about 4 more laps to make any kind of move. I believe 2 minutes 35, 7.5. I'm going to say 4 more laps of this race here. That's including this lap. So, 4 laps. Try to make up about 1.4 seconds to J-Rod. Venom's got to try to make up 3.7 seconds. So, Jaime commenting here, if I was Venom, I would get away from Sim after that door slam coming down the hill. I suspect he backed off to not get taken out. I'm thinking that's what happened as well. And we got a battle for 5th here between Renegade and G-Bub, but I imagine that's going to stop pretty soon because G-Bub still has to bleed off about 0.4 of a second penalty. And then now we got a battle for 8th or 9th I should say, between Green and Egon. Green making a nice comeback. Dropped all the way down to 13th. He's now running 9th, so that is a great recovery effort, especially after that incident early in the race where he just got a little bit loose, slammed into the wall. And he is now opening that gap up to Egon. He is now about 1.1 seconds ahead. So J-Rod, he's now opened the gap even more. He's about 2.2 seconds ahead of Sim Racer. Sim Racer is about 2.9 seconds ahead of Venom. Jaime is saying he could have damage from that as well. I don't know if he could tell. Let me move this barrier here. this banner at the bottom because I'm curious as well. Oh, surprise. Is this one? Okay, so that. So let's select you. Let's remove you. Yes, okay. So let's take just a quick look here because I'm curious to see as well. Ooh, look at those tires. I don't see any kind of damage. Everybody's doing really good on fuel. J-Rod obviously is doing great on tires and fuel. He's got barely any wear on those soft tires versus Sim Racer and Venom. So I don't see any kind of damage at all. But I don't know. I mean, that's interesting. But what's also interesting is Sim Racer still trying to close that gap to J-Rod, even though J-Rod has better tires. I mean, that gap is now down to about 1.3 seconds, and it was every bit 2.2 earlier in this lap. So this is getting even juicier, or even spicier, I should say. About 1.5 seconds there. J-Rod really didn't widen the gap any. Venom is starting to close the gap to Sim Racer, but it's ever so slightly. But it's like I said earlier in the race, you know, that Porsche has got wonderful cornering abilities. And we're now down to about 3 more laps left of the race. So Sim Racer's got to do something, man, if he wants to win. J-Rod just needs to keep defending his position. I think if I was J-Rod right now, I would start pushing hard. I mean, you've got wonderful tires, wonderful fuel. Just, you know, as I like to say, let her rip, tater chip. It's gotta, you know, it's time to go. Because Sim Racer is now dropping that gap down even more to about 1.4 seconds. J-Rod, though, he's got that corner down pat. I mean, he widens the gap there by every bit a tenth or two of a second. But look at this. Going through these sharp turns here, that Porsche just has the corner and the cornering speed. Man, oh man. And looks like we're finally starting to encounter lap traffic. That's how big of a track this place is. Spa-Francorchamps. Or Circuit de Spa, I should say. Francorchamps. You know, I think this is every bit I don't know the length, I'm not gonna say. Benjamin saying Presidio knows of the past incident. I'm gonna have to get with Presidio here. Me and him are gonna have to get together and talk a few things out. Which I do want to say, Presidio is commentating Division 1. He is commentating on the GTC public page. I'm commenting on the RWB public page because why not? I mean, look at the action that's been going on. The drama. You know, trying to determine where, you know, Venom can lock up the championship. And the drama of the points and the incidents. And I mean, why wouldn't this be live streamed on Facebook? But, you know, I do want to thank him for commentating Division 1. And I do want to thank him also for letting me commentate the past 3 races of Division 2. Our wonderful commentator, Toddy, she had to be off for a few weeks, get some things done, so I offered to fill in, which she does an amazing job. I mean, she is one heck of a commentator, and one heck of a racer, too. I mean, I've raced against her a few times. I think the first time we ran into each other, we were arguing about a clean pass that I made or dirty pass that I made, according to whoever. And, ooh. But yeah, I mean, Toddy is just one heck of a person. I've got all the respect in the world for her as a commentator, as a racer. And let's see. So that lap traffic. Oh god. That lap traffic has now put Sim Racer 6/10 of a second back for J-Rod. Hi, may say you're killing it, Cup. Good broadcast. I appreciate it. I really do. And then Benjamin saying, looking forward to the finale. Been a long and rewarding season. It has. Jaime saying blue flag. Yep. Yep. We were just talking about that earlier. Or a little bit ago, I should say. About the blue flag love letter written by Bipolar. And, you know, this may be a prime example. Because Sim Racer is in the striking distance of J-Rod. He has got this lap and this lap only to make any kind of moves to take first position. Now, it's going to be unofficial because of those incidents that he had. But it's going to be interesting to see. So, Sim Racer, he's now about 5/10 of a second back for J-Rod. J-Rod, all he has to do is just keep defending. Do not make a mistake. As well as Sim Racer. Sim Racer cannot afford any kind of slip-ups. Because Sim Racer's got the pace. He's got the pace to get past J-Rod. Especially in the last parts of the race here. We may see a dramatic last turn, last lap race. Final lap. Let's take a look here and see what's going to happen. So going around the carousel or the cupcake corner, J-Rod's going to gain some time there. But okay, I'm back just in time. 6/10 of a second back. We're going to be heading into the... Ooh, slip up. That is not what Sim Racer needed. And a 0.5 second penalty. It's done. It's done. Ugh. I hate to see it. I really do. Now, okay, Sim Racer's going to bleed off that penalty, but look at this. J-Rod is going to be getting the win. Winning round number 9 of Spa. Sim Racer unofficially second place. That is pending at the moment. Venom coming home in a very strong third position. Toxic is going to be finishing here. Green has finished at 9th. Egon 10th. Spider 11th. Toxic 12th. Chevy is coming around the finals section here. And Jaime is saying racecraft isn't just passing people, it's getting passed correctly, especially as a lap car. 100% agree. Chevy coming home in 4th, doing a wonderful, wonderful job there. Renegade, let's talk about this guy. I've always, he's had some bad luck the past few races, finishing towards the back. And he has nabbed a top 5 finish. So a wonderful job to Renegade and G-Bub holding 6th. Igorski is going to be finishing in 7th. And then Big Red will be finishing in 8th, and that's going to be the end of the race. So there's your lineup. And here is the man of the race. And wow. Oh boy. Oh boy. What a race. What a race. And I loved every minute of it. J-Rock coming home in 1st. Sim Racer 2nd. Venom 3rd. Chevy 4th. Renegade 5th. G-Bub 6th. Igorski 7th. Big Red 8th. Green 9th. Egon 10th. Spider Team 11th. Toxic Bacon 12th. Marchie Boy, who had to leave early, he did mention that to us right before the race started, he will finish in 13th. Yeah, so that happened. Benjamin saying there will be controversy on this one. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of controversy. Especially with some moves that were made. So, G-Bub saying hashtag bumper cars. Yeah, I'm not sure. So, yeah. 1st and 3rd. Let's do a little bit of math here. So, Venom finished 3rd. That's gonna put him at 13 points. That is not what I wanted. J-Rod finished 1st, so that's 86 plus 15. That's 101. So theoretically, I don't want to say Venom's got the championship locked up, because if he was to miss next week's race, he would be tied with J-Rod, which I think J-Rod may gain an advantage just due to race wins. Or he might not, because he missed a couple of races, but it's all going to come down to Sim Racer. What are the stewards going to say about it? So, yeah. Thanks everybody for coming out, watching this exciting race. Do want to thank our sponsor detailing group, who has sponsored RWB, GT Champions. Huge thanks to those guys. Always check out their website, their Facebook page. They're a pretty cool group, or company, I should say. So huge thanks to them. Thank you to everybody that's been here commentating or commenting on the stream, I should say. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week for round 10. That's going to be at Brands Hatch. And that'll do it. So have a good night, or for the folks out in Australia, have a great morning, because I know Benjamin, out in the land down under. And yeah, that'll do it. So see you all later.